river. Ah, show me the river. Show me the river. That will be a great day.
Well, when I got to Rowan College in Richmond, Indiana, there were only about 5 or 6 black students there on campus. And this was in 1952. And I didn't, of course I knew about the KKK, but I never thought it would be there in Richmond, Indiana.
There was a time, love was so easy to find.
And it was a Quaker school, wonderful environment. It was like a paradise for me, you know, because I could express myself musically as an actor and debating team, and I did all those things. And I was selected as the class president.
There was a time, there was a time.
And I was responsible for the homecoming, you know, representative that's representative of our class. And we built I don't know, I like Ike and the type of thing, you know, because that's when Eisenhower was he was vying for the presidency. And after during the homecoming parade itself, the girls in my class marched down the main street of Richmond and were flanking me on both sides. And holding our American flag up and everything, and the guys were, you know, they really supported me. The idea that I was the first, you know, president in the history of that college, of our class, it was extraordinary. Then there was members of the young KKK on the sides. They ganged together and started throwing produce and bottles and throwing bats and things like that. And they were screaming terrible expletives. And it was very scary. And I still leave that moment, that experience sometimes when I have nightmares sometimes. And I wake up like this.
Don't you fucking lie to me. I heard what you did to Mama and my piano. And if you ever touch her again...
Yo, what? Kill all! You gonna kill me! Still your father, boy. You ain't too old for an ass whooping.
And so a couple of the guys, my buddies, Tony Kallenbach and John Rockefeller, 2 of my buddies in the class from Pennsylvania, and they grabbed me out of the group and they got me back to the campus and took me to the dean's house, who had a 3-story house. And he lived on the campus, and alerted him what had happened. He says, get this kid up to my attic, hide him there, because he sensed something that was going to happen even worse. And I didn't know. I was scared to death. It was just you know, the kid from Mork, Pennsylvania. You know, this was a shocking thing. And so he says, I go at, I think around 12 o'clock or whatever, I think the boys, shall we take Mike back to his dorm? He says, no. It was something about the way he said no. And about a few hours later, because the guys stayed with me in the attic. They wouldn't leave my side, my buddies. And they were all living with me in the dorm. A few hours later, an explosion occurred. My dorm room was set afire, it was bombed.
It was so bad, it hurt, and I cried every time I sat on the toilet.
You made this shit up.
I was sick!
You damn lie, boy! You damn lie! You dreamed up all this shit!
You know it's the truth!
And the dean got to work very quickly. And he says, we got to get him out of town, because he didn't know what might happen because of the history of the country and the mood of the country. And he said, I better call my friends. I think I'll call my friends at USC in California, because of my background. He thought, he knew that I'd been on television, etc. He said, that's where Michael should be. And he called his friend at USC, and they got very sensitive to the moment. He says, get him here. You don't care how you get him. And so Tony and John Rockefeller, they called the other classmates, most of the guys and a few of the gals as well, because we were very close. Got some money up, And the dean added some and got me on a Greyhound bus and got me to Los Angeles the very next day. They got me in a truck, in the back of a truck, hid me in the trunk, and immediately with one little suitcase, got me to the Greyhound bus and sent me off to LA, and was met at the Greyhound bus station by a university person, and they took care of me from that point on. And that's how my life in Los Angeles began, because I had no idea or any desire to come to LA. I wanted to go to New York. I wanted to go to Broadway. You know, come to LA, I said, where are all these orange trees and things like that? I'm sorry, I looked at the people, I said, all these palm trees and things. I said, where could I find a place here? I saw these hills. I said, hills? Where I'm not going to be living in the hills. I thought the animals. I saw the movie. I remember all the movies I saw, you know, Tarzan. I said, dear God, I don't like to be climbing trees. I fell out of every tree. There's all sorts of things. But that was how I got. But when I got to SC, I was wounded. Emotionally, I was wounded. After living to survive in my town, and even though I had opportunities, I had to fight to get those opportunities. And even though I didn't want to deal with it, I had to face the discrimination there, but I wouldn't let it stop me from realizing what I wanted deep inside, no matter what it took.
Even now, I'm sometimes afraid to go to sleep because when I wake up, I don't know what I'm going to find. And you call yourself a father. Give me a break. After what you put Mama through, and what you did to my piano, all I have to say is fuck you.
And that means it was still collecting inside. And this experience with the KKK type of situation really shook me to a level of reality that I was not prepared for as a young kid. So when I got to the campus, you know, I was really deep down shook up. So I was suspicious of things at first, and I was afraid to really show who I really was or say certain things. You know, you're in shell shock still, going through something like that. People don't realize when you experience something really heinous, even though you think you survive, it wells up and it stores up in your subconscious, and you find yourself when you least expect it. If something else happens similar to that, it comes out. It shoots out and affects your feelings again and your reaction to what is happening at the moment. It might be verbally, it might be physically, or things that you thought you could never reenact as a human being, because you have no choice. You're programmed to protect yourself, because this is never forgotten, the experience. Like bad words that someone speaks to you, or someone says something to you really, really harmful. You never really forget. You say you forget it, or you pass on, but deep down, it's still there.
How long you been standing there, Chris?
Show me the river. I'll show